Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 3 Remastered. So guys, 115 speaking, and before I welcome you to today's level, let's just get out of this annoying alarm sound. Now we can still hear it here. Let's go a bit further than that. So I would like to welcome you to the lost city of Tinnos, the Atlantis or the Temple of Xi'an of Tomb Raider 3. In what is considered to be the hardest level of Tomb Raider 3, which is considered to be the hardest classic Tomb Raider, we are gonna find all 3 secrets, unlocking the Codex of Antarctica achievement. We are also gonna get our hands on all 5 crystals, unlocking, finally, the Crystals Are Forever achievement. Important disclaimer, whether you picked up 8 or 9 crystals in Medubu Gorge, this is the level where you're gonna unlock Crystals Are Forever. You guys have in the meantime pointed out in my Medubu Gorge video that there is indeed a method to pick up all 9 crystals. Thank you for pointing it out. I kind of heard rumors about that being possible via kayaking through rocks, and that to me seemed like a nonsensical glitch, but apparently it's not nonsensical at all and it's quite possible to do. I have in the meantime tried it with mixed success, where I would always land and, you know, essentially receive damage for half my health bar. But it's something I'm gonna definitely attempt in my New Game Plus run of the video. So my apologies for that we don't have quite as high number of crystals as we could have, but it doesn't change the fact you are gonna unlock Crystals Are Forever achievement in today's level. Then we are gonna get our hands on all 33 remaining goodies, and a very important disclaimer for this, in case you guys find yourself at the beginning of this level with no MP5 ammunition, know that there's gonna be a single MP5 ammo pickup. Why am I bringing this up at all? Well, that's because to unlock the Get to the Chopper achievement in the next level, you need to finish this level with somewhere between 55 to 60 MP5 bullets. It's something I hinted at during the previous RX Tech Mines video, and just please keep this in mind. So if you are low on MP5 ammunition, try to refrain from using this weapon at all to make that achievement possible. I kind of want to avoid the same situation we were in back in Tomb Raider 1 for the Shellsucker achievement, where I beat Sanctuary of Ski on Natla's Mines, and by the time I reached the end I realized, oh, hold on a sec, there's not enough shotgun ammunition in Natla's Mines to bring Baldy down, right? So that's what I want to avoid here, and I want you guys to avoid as well, okay? So that's one thing. And guys, very important disclaimer, you were perhaps a bit surprised by what you saw at the floating text at the beginning as it pertains to kills. Kills are this level's biggest pain point. See, the Lost City of Tinnos was vastly different in the original release of the game, whether you played it on PlayStation 1 or PC. On PC, it had a fixed number of enemies with some variables here and there. On PS1, it was for the longest time rumored to have infinite number of enemies, okay? And I still don't know if that's true or if there is a ceiling to the number of enemies you can kill. But know that this has been somewhat changed for the remastered version of the game across all platforms now. PC or PlayStation, Xbox, doesn't matter. What matters is that I think the highest number of kills we can realistically land in the remastered version of Lost City of Tinnos on the normal difficulty is 66. It's the highest number of kills I landed in PS4, PS5. Honestly, when I played the GOG version of the game, I could not increase it past 46. 20 kills were missing all of a sudden, and I have no bloody clue what's gonna happen today on the Steam version. I also looked up all sorts of walkthroughs online, and the highest number of kills I would repeatedly see would be 66, so that's what I'm aiming for. But guys, I'm very sorry to say, I have no bloody idea what is it we need to do to pull that off. Because each time I run the level, something different happens, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. And it's official that Saber have messed with the Lost City of Tinnos enemy spawning rate somewhat, because in the New Game Plus notes for Tomb Raider 3 Remastered on the Raiding the Globe website, you can see that for New Game Plus, they returned the original number of wasps to 79. Which also, by the way, I think is incorrect, because looking at my notes from 2017's, my first run through the level I encountered only 57 of them, my second run through the level I encountered 83 of them, which is a massive difference. I have no idea that there would be just 79 of them, but who the hell knows anymore. So guys, kills is unfortunately still a bit of a mystery, which drives me absolutely crazy. Now, there should be no breakable objects in this level, but this is going to be the level where we are going to unlock the highest number of achievements, 8. Now, honestly, 5 of these are going to unlock naturally just via the virtue of you finding all secrets, crystals, and goodies, so we don't really need to think about those. What we need to think about is 3 achievements. By experience, asking us to survive the toughest combat encounter in the game using pistols only and not get hit. But guys, don't worry, even though this is considered the toughest achievement of the game, I think I have a very good working strategy that worked flawlessly during my previous 2 attempts on GOG and PS5. Secondly, this is finally where we are going to close the chapter on Like a Naive Child achievement. This level randomly contains the 3rd trap that counts towards this, outside of the 2 in the coastal village level. How are you supposed to know this in advance without looking up a guide? I have absolutely no bloody clue, okay? And for sort of a final achievement, the Unconditional Sense of Rhythm, this is going to be very close to Like a Naive Child in the same kind of challenge room. We are just supposed to beat certain challenge without pressing a lever, which is going to make things a bit more difficult. That's it, guys. So let me finally welcome you to the lost city of Tinnos. We can absolutely spend time to admire the architecture, which seems a bit strange, almost alien, but also Polynesian somehow, which kind of makes sense. These are the ancestors of the folks we encountered in South Pacific. And now I want to demonstrate something. A pool of water, but no temperature bar. And that's because this place is much warmer than Antarctica surface or RX Tech mines were, okay? Okay, the blurring is getting a bit annoying. Let's just withdraw further away from it. Oh, thank God. And I want to show you the objective of this large introduction to the level, which I always found a bit odd and awkward. We want to get past this gate. To do that, we need to press 2 levers. We need to solve a puzzle up top, and to reach the puzzle at all without corner glitching, of course, we need to find 2 levers that will magically make a ladder block appear. Is that clear? Because, yeah, magically appearing ladder blocks, that's not something you would usually expect from a Tomb Raider. Anywho, guys, something I absolutely want to do is just compare these fellas with their original looks. I think this is a really good angle. They haven't really changed anything, just improved the texture work somewhat. And they have these almost pharaoh-like beards, but the looks I could not place anywhere. It's really fascinating. We are gonna see a couple of more depictions of the architecture of this place like this, with unique textures and that sort of thing. I mean, even look at the door over there and the pattern. Absolutely fascinating. An alien culture. What's gonna be a bit more interesting, however, is when we get our hands on some of the key items pertaining to the level, because that kind of craftsmanship is truly interesting. Okay. We are above a corridor behind the door that was locked and closed. And I believe this right here is the first of the 2 levers. Oh no, this just opened the door inside. Okay, gotcha. On the other side over here is a grate which we will open from the other side, but it doesn't really have any use, honestly speaking. And over here we have actually very good access on top of this column over here. By the way, we could have reached it also from this corridor. It's just a bit trickier and more dangerous. You are very likely to overjump, but this is where the corridor behind the lever leads, okay? Now, I once managed to pull this jump off without grabbing the ledge and sort of landing on top of it, but I don't know how I managed to do that. Never again since, so I'm gonna take it easy and grab it. And let's see what's behind the door we actually unlock. We are kind of gonna be going up and down multiple times. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. In general, the Lost City of Tinnos level makes me a bit sad, because it could have been a great level, but it's like someone took a phenomenal level and just tried to come up with all sorts of ways to make it worse. Now, what we picked up is the so-called Uli key. You wanna know something creepy? Just take a closer look at it. It has eyes. Now, this is probably just sculpted. It's not an actual organic material, you know, of a key being alive and screaming, "Please kill me and my suffering." And it had these cute little eyes in the original graphics, right? This is more of a crystalline material, but it's... honestly, it reminds me of the odious chalice from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which was very much alive. So, yeah, to be fair, again, the cannibal who was fasting on the day Lara met him said that there were horrible things happening in this place in the past and mutilations, so there was probably a lot of flesh crafting in this kind of city. Interesting crescent moon-shaped icons, not sure what they really mean or stand for, but anywho, this is where we enter the key. The keyholes are really beautiful, by the way. Very crystalline, they almost remind me of the buildable artifacts from Lara Croft Go. Oh, and we are gonna get on the other side of this barrier over here. By the way, more frescoes and textures like that. Very Polynesian, I think. But let's just climb up the ladder. By the way, again, comparing this level to Atlantis, we just started out with a bang. Temple of Xi'an, we just, you know, rug-pulled you at the beginning. The Lost City of Tinnos starts a bit... well, boring. Honestly, I don't mind the beginning of it because of the unique texture work and just how visually appealing this part of the level is. But still. And we've been on this other side of the grate. We don't need to access this area anymore, but the option is there. This, my friends, is very easy to miss. There's a ledge here with a lever. The first of the two that will make the ladder texture appear there. But as you can see, currently did nothing. We need to activate its counterpart, and for that, we just need to slide down here. Again, more of those beautiful frescoes, covered partially in snow, and a face. Could this be the leader Mauki who was responsible for all the mutilations? But honestly, guys, no. If we take a better look at it, if you've already played Tomb Raider 3, this, I think, is a representation of one of the 4 statues next to the meteorite core. Okay, the meteorite cavern is going to be the name of the next level. It's something that Dr. Willard hinted at, that the whole meteorite actually landed here, and it's surrounded by statues depicted like this. And I think this is just a really cool, well, I don't want to say Easter egg, but a depiction of the meteorite core cavern, which probably in the past served as a laboratory for the leader of this place to just mutilate people into all sorts of twisted shapes. This is really dark body horror. Again, kind of a nice throwback to Tomb Raider 1, I feel, with Natla. Anywho, the ladder is here, and we can finally access it without corner glitching or anything like that. Oh, and this puzzle I like. It's a puzzle that doesn't really give you any hints, but if you think about it, just perfectly makes sense. And then we have the puzzle element music playing just to make it clear. So guys, on these tiles is a combination of 4 icons. There's always a human carrying a spear at the very top. It's what beneath that's interesting. It's either animal, plant, bird, or a fish. Also 5 icons. And honestly, thinking of a simple hunter-gatherer society, this could be just a food chain. So, this is correct, because the human is always at the top of the animal, and the animal at the top of the plant. This one has human on top of birds, and birds being on top of fish. Yes, birds do hunt certain kinds of fish. This one is wrong, because plants don't tend to usually devour animals. Although I guess there could be some exceptions of carnivorous plants trapping some birds or something like that. This is fish devouring birds. I have not heard about that. I guess there are some low-flying birds and some fish that do jump out of the water, and they could time it just perfectly to hunt a bird, but I think I'm just making that up. And these are birds, of course, hunting plants, okay? And that's it. You press these 3 buttons, you can hear the sound of the grate opening. So this is really cool. I like it. You just use your brain a little and you'll easily figure it out, without, you know, being given some explicit hint or anything like that. And my friends, look at this majestic place. Unfortunately, this is also where the level introduces the problem. So my friends, this right here is gonna be the bane of our existence. Now, I would like to take a picture. This is cool because these wasps come with sort of a greenish glow, which is interesting because in the PlayStation 1 version of the game they would glow blue, just like the crystals, but they decided to go for the green PC glow, which is also the glow that the crystals had in the PC original version of the game. So I guess they kept crystals blue but wasps green, some kind of compromise like that. And it might give you the impression that these things are poisonous, but that's thankfully not the case. Or maybe I just got extremely lucky whenever I got stung by them. But these guys, what they do well is they illuminate areas like this. Now, I would very much like to take a pic. I think this will do the job. Why not? I'm just gonna turn it somewhat. Yeah, it's not gonna get better than that. But these, my friends, are the reason the number of kills is a mystery to me. Because the number of wasps that will spawn seems to be different every single time I run this level, and it's absolutely infuriating. Now, I took a note, and during my previous run of the level, 14 wasps have spawned here, okay? So we'll see how we'll be doing this time around. Miss Croft, your aim is absolutely horrendous. You know what? I think I'm gonna let them come a little bit closer. Although the first wasp we killed was the closest one, and Lara's aim was actually the worst of them all. But yeah, MP5, I'm just being very conscious about you for the achievement in the next level. And again, 14 was the exact number of wasps I encountered here last time. When it comes to these wasps, there are a couple of occasions when saving and reloading the game can make more of them appear. But I haven't had that experience at this exact wasp nest, okay? So there's that. Now, let's just see how many we are at. Okay, so, if this is gonna be consistent like last time, which I doubt, but let's see, it should be 4 more wasps appearing. By the way, I do believe there's a limit to how many wasps can appear on a map at any single time, and that's 3. You will never ever encounter more than 3 wasps, okay? Which is why you will also see their corpses disappear the moment another wasp appears. As you could have just seen, the moment the green light appeared in the nest, the corpse disappeared. It's awfully, eerily quiet. I think that's it. And we are at 14 kills. Okay, so it seems that this wasp nest, at least, is consistent. That is very good. Okay, let's make it over here. Interesting how the crystal is unawakened. In the original versions, this doesn't surprise me, you know, to conserve some of the memory. In the remastered versions, this does surprise me. Why would that be the case, you know? Oh, come on, Lara. Okay, thank you very much. Now, it's not as clear-cut as just jumping on the other side of this large bridge, of course. It's gonna get a bit trickier. We are gonna get onto this dome first, or an archway, I guess would be a better name for it. Because the first wasp nest is in fact this level's first secret, so that's where we are headed, and I remember this was especially painful on PS1 version with seemingly infinite wasp spawn rate. Imagine them still appearing and you trying to make it there. I'm trying not to fall down. Even safety walk is not guaranteed to walk on these triangle pieces of squares, but there we go. The wasp glow was illuminating it, as is the flare glow, okay? That's how you'll find your way around. Cool bit of detail. This is 2 small medpacks. It was very easy not to notice in the original version, because the original would never show you the bundle of pickups you would pick up. They would just appear in your inventory, and I remember having to do manual count each time. Okay, we got stuck there for a while. Thankfully, we didn't drop here into the nest or anything like that. Now let me light up another flare, just see, always see where we're jumping, and I think this guarantees we'll make it. Awesome. And I would very much like to employ just a standing jump here and a standing jump here. And let's just return where we came from and figure out a way to descend down safely. Would sliding down here work? You know what? I'm not gonna slide down, we're just gonna somersault forward like this without taking falling damage. Awesome! And we made it across this chasm. Now, it unfortunately collapsed here. If you check out the tunnel over on this left side over here... My god, Lara, please cooperate. I honestly can't wait for the slide to run feature from Tomb Raider 4 Remastered to be implemented into these games. Now, to be fair, they never said they're gonna do it, it's just something I hope for. But okay, so the medpack is ours, and now guys, I would, I think, prefer to employ the use of our rocket launcher. Because what we are about to encounter is essentially the toughest enemy in the game. Guys, remember the unlucky researchers in Arctex Mine and the Antarctica facility? This is the full apex of their evolution. And honestly, full credit, they don't look as creepy anymore, which, I mean, good for them. What they also have, it seems like from their head, almost alien shape, detaches a spinal cord, which serves almost as a tail, and this thing can shoot, well, I shouldn't call it magical missiles, but for all intents and purposes they are magical missiles. Furthermore, they now have hoofs on both feet, and they have spikes instead of arms. How this is a natural sort of acceleration of natural evolution, as Dr. Willett said, I have no idea, because having spikes instead of arms can't really be all that advantageous, because you're not going to be using many tools, but hey, whatever. Let's just take a picture of both these fellas, and I would very much like to grab the shaft of light. For this, I think I'm going to increase the FOV, just to get them in the shot. Oh my god, they're completely dark in the OGs. I mean, am I even surprised at this point? Anywho, guys, good thing about rocket launcher range. Okay, it seems they suffered some splash damage, because it only took 2 rockets to bring the second one down, which is just as well. And my friends, these are the kind of muties we are gonna have to encounter for the by experience achievement, okay? Now, I would like to, for now, make it through these swinging braziers safely, because these things are vicious and will of course set you on fire if you come near them. And we have entered a fork in the road. Of course, we'll be interrupted by more wasps, and you know what? I would like to waste some other ammo type than MP5 just to be on the safe side. Now, last time I played, let me just quickly check. I have encountered 3 wasps only, which I hope is going to be a bit more this time. Otherwise, our kill count might be in danger. Okay, that was a bit of a better control over the pellet spread. And let's not get stunk. I would very much like to beat this level without using a medpack. We'll see how this will go. Oh, way more wasps this time. Lucky me. Seriously, last time I played the level on GOG version, it would be just 3 of them. Okay. But I think this is it. I don't hear or see any more spawning. Okay, we still have 1 shotgun blast. I guess I'll combine that with Uzis or something to bring another wasp down. Okay, my friends, so this was 14, 16, that means 5 different wasps this time we were blessed with. Ah, that's just as well. We're, I guess, well on our way to have more than just 46 kills in this level. Now, I would like to explain the gist to you first via entering the chamber on the right. Because the chamber over here contains the level exit, and it is, of course, in middle of this shaft of light. However, if you were to just enter it, you are gonna get burnt alive. The entire objective of this level is to enter 4 oceanic masks into their pedestals, each guarded by a really cool and themed elemental secret. This is where I feel the level goes really strong. It's the entire wasps thing that ruins it for me, unfortunately. Furthermore, you might be caught off guard, because by the time you enter all 4 oceanic masks here, you'll be like, okay, these panels will rotate, revealing really cool statues, but nothing else will happen. What we also need as a 5th key item is a key to enter over here. No, it doesn't raise this grade, that's what the lever next to it is for. The key over here is kind of the 5th key to open the path forward into the meteorite cavern. Okay, is that clear? It's something that I think can catch a lot of people playing this for the first time off guard. But before we are gonna tackle the 4 elemental challenges, I just love to do that as a sort of a closing to the level. I would very much like to take the left path first. By the way, full disclosure, above us is secret number 3, and in the chasm underneath this final portion of the bridge is secret number 2. But of course, opening these up and triggering them is, and getting to them on time is kind of the real challenge, which of course is what I'm gonna show you. Now get your pistols ready, because now we are gonna unlock by experience achievement using a method I have perfected, which worked really well the final 2 times I attempted it, but still, it might not be guaranteed to work. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to survive the next room with 3 apex mutants, defeating them with pistols only, not taking any damage. And then I'm gonna reload the game here, because remember guys, I'm still on my no pistols challenge. I wanna see how well the ammunition in the game holds up after a certain point. And since high security compound, since we retrieved guns, I have not used pistols once. So I'm gonna use them just for the purposes of the achievement, and then reload and tackle that room again with powerful weaponry. Now the first order of business, touch this tile, so the grate on the opposite side of the room will open. And let's keep side flipping in between these 2 blocks. This should keep us in relative safety from his magical missiles. The problem will start should he decide to come closer. That can unfortunately ruin this, but let's see. I do have a plan even for that occasion. Oh, okay, it did not come down to that. Should he come too close, make sure to jump here and then keep alternating between these 2 corner tiles, okay? Now, before the other 2 gates will open up, first the one over there will release a mutie, and then the one on the opposite side of the room. Make it into this corner tile over here, okay? This is crucial. and set yourself up so that you can alternate between these two ledges diagonally. This, my friends, is the safest way I know of tackling this achievement and avoid taking magical missile damage. Okay. And now it's all about alternating like this. It's gonna get a bit more difficult when two of them will be on the loose. But let's see. Okay, I see we are being blasted by a pair of magical missiles now. Okay, switch the target immediately, even though you don't see him. He is there. You see the magical missiles. Okay, we are close to doing this. My friends, just a second now. It should be done. Yes! And survive the room with the 3 Tinnos mutants without taking damage. Now, to be fair guys, this method is not perfect, because should you be flipping from side to side here, a mutie can decide to walk up those stairs and get really close to you. And if they get really close, they are gonna hit you with a magical missile no matter what, okay? Nevertheless, let me know how this strategy works out for you. But for me, this has consistently worked really great. So, very happy about this, but remember guys, I'm a man of my word. We are on a no pistols challenge, so let's clear this room how it was intended to. And that's with a rocket launcher. Oh yes baby, now I'm of course gonna try not to get hit again, just to be absolutely safe. Besides, having lots of health is gonna make a particular underwater challenge all that easier and more forgiving. Awesome. And now this should be the grate that will open up first. We don't want to be facing these guys at the same time, okay? Just listen to those demonic hoof sounds. Okay, one more should do it. Immediately turn, because that grate is about to open now. Okay. Rocket launcher has such a better accuracy compared to grenade. Doesn't just lob them, but fires them kind of in the same forward trajectory, like the grenade launcher used to in Tomb Raider 2. But it does deal more damage even than grenades. That's the cool thing about it. So let's check all those 3 cages. But yeah, I just really wanted to clear the room without using pistols. You know, using a gun with unlimited ammo, that just feels dirt cheap to me, despite the fact it's the weakest. So there's the lever. Is there anything in the middle one? I don't think so. And I'm gonna tell you in a second. Nope, nothing like that. Okay, so as you enter, it's the one on the left you want. What it did is extended a sort of a ledge over there, which using this block will allow us to continue into probably my most hated room of the level, but let's see. Let's see if my memory is still sound, because that's what it will come down to. I love this song so much. This is a song that did not get remastered via the orchestral release of Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 scores, which is such a bummer. Oh, one thing I want to show you. These used to be... Well, okay, I'm gonna light a flare for this. But these used to look like walls of text in the original. And now you see that, no, it's just bricks. Which is such a bummer. I was hoping that there are some warning messages or something written like that, but alas, no such luck. Anywho, let's get on. And be careful, for there be swinging braziers, in case you missed them. You probably didn't, but hey. And I would like to introduce you to... Well, okay, I don't have a really impressive name for it, I'm just gonna call it the switch room. Because this thing contains, I think, 6 different switches. And it's the order in which you press them which is a key. First of all, let's get our hands on goodies, of course. And don't you worry. If you're missing wasps, it has a wasp nest to have you covered. It does have a particular tile trigger, which I'm gonna avoid for the time being, so the wasps do not harass us yet. I want them to harass us when I want them to harass us. And lend those kills. So let's make it here. There is a switch over here, which you can press, and there's also gonna be a switch over in that corner. Now, I'm not yet gonna tell you what that switch did. I'm way more interested in telling you what both switches do. There we go. You could see or hear a sound for both of them. One dropped a ledge, one extended it. So, there are multiple ledges quite like this, with this circular symbol, that are affected by all these levers. It's a good start. Oh, I like this a lot. It's a good start. Oh, it still follows the texture shaping. They just completely hollowed it out to let some light in. Oh, this is really cool. I like you, remasters. I like you a lot. Okay, so first start pressing both these levers and getting the goodies there. And now the challenge is essentially going to be all about getting down safely. And you know what? I think the way I'm gonna do that is a bit of a shorty cut. Okay, did not take damage yet because we are interested in levers down there. And now from this ledge, just run forward, hold action, and Lara will fall into this pool of water. Works every single time for me, even though it looks like it shouldn't, it absolutely does. So we made it to the bottom very quickly. Now let me give you a fair word of warning. If you want the wasps to appear already, trigger this ledge over here. And you know what? Under normal circumstances, if you're not interested in all the kills, make sure to avoid this like the plague. But since I'm interested in the highest possible number of kills, I'm gonna trigger them already. And there they're gonna start coming from. And I'm thinking, maybe if we trigger them earlier rather than later, we are overall gonna land more kills. Maybe some of the switches here count as triggers for more wasps, I don't know. I'm a man who's very desperate to get all the kills, but that might not be possible. Oh, these are tough bastards. I should actually employ something close range, to be honest, and save that MP5 ammo. Awesome. Oh, I love the sound of Uzis. So, let me just check my notes. Last time I played this level and I was here, I only encountered 3 and then 2 wasps after pressing a certain lever. Let's see if that's a bit better now. Okay, Uzis please, not pistols, Lara. Thank you. I think we just encountered 6 of them. Interesting. By the way, it was way more in the original PC release. Ah, they keep coming. Good, good, good. Let's keep increasing our kill count. I never thought I'm gonna be happy to see wasps in the lost city of Tinnos, but the circumstances are what they are. Yeah. Okay, we ran out of Uzi. That's fine. All part of the no pistols challenge. Don't worry guys, we have an ace up in our sleeve. Maybe you've forgotten about it, because I tend to refrain from using it all the time. But that is of course Desert Eagle. Oh yes, baby. Okay, I feel blessed with the number of wasps this time. This is awesome, this is how it should be. Seriously, when I played this on GOG 2 days ago, there were 3 and that was it. What's going on? This is making me nervous. Okay. What if you guys will be playing it, and you're just not gonna have this number of wasps appearing, and I'm not gonna be able to tell you why we were so... Well, I don't want to use the word lucky, because for those of you who don't care about kills, you probably wouldn't consider this lucky, but you know what I mean. Okay, is that it? I think so. Now, we can continue with the switch pressing. So, first things first, now that we hit the bottom, we're gonna hit the bottommost switch. And that's gonna extend a platform right above us. This one is a lot of fun. It really takes me back to City of Wilkabamba. Remember, after the swinging blades, we would press a lever and it would cause the platform underneath to drop, and us landing in water? Well, this is the same gist the moment you press the lever next to it, and just like before, we can absolutely avoid taking falling damage by already holding the jump and left key, okay? Just like that. Okie dokie, so now, all I gotta figure out is how on earth to open that door, and you know what? I think I see a way, very clearly. That's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, the 5th switch out of the 6 we are gonna press in this room. The 6 I'm gonna leave alone until we are ready to make a really epic sprint to secret number 2. Yep, this room amongst all its switches also contains one that will net you the secret number 2 at the sort of entry point to the lost city of Tinnos. Now, the way to get to the 5th switch, I think this would be the best. Yep, indeed. Awesome. And now, let's use the secret technique overall and drop. So essentially, guys, if you haven't seen my previous videos, what it means, you start running, you start rolling, you press the action key to grab the ledge, but you release it just before Lara will actually grab it, and you'll end up on the platform underneath. Very, very useful trick that allowed us to, for example, reduce damage in the Unfinished Business expansion when picking up Uzis, or to get the Golden Dragon secret in the Opera House early, that sort of thing. Okay, and after you monkey swing here, you will open the door out. Now, if I'll get lucky, maybe this will trigger the appearance of more wasps, but I don't know. Bit uncertain about this. Okay, even a helpful, I guess, platform appeared here, but honestly, I would recommend going for the water again. So this platform we can ignore altogether. I don't really know what its purpose is, but I think it's going to be way faster in terms of reaching the bottom if we just monkey swing across once more to the platform right ahead. And we again just run forward towards that wall with the pool whilst holding the action key, and Lara should land in it, not the ground ahead of it. Okay? Let's just give her a full run-up distance, and there we go. This pool is such a time saver. So happy they included it here. Okie dokie. And there's one more switch we haven't touched, which is actually right above the 5th switch we touched, and that's the switch that will open up secret number 2. But for that, we first need to clear a way to it and remove an obstacle that would be otherwise a thorn in our side. Now, I don't want to say it wouldn't be possible to get it right now, but I'm just going to show you a way to make it easier, okay? Where we find ourselves is a room that honestly kind of makes me angry. So first and foremost, I see wasps, which is good. Again, the last time I played this level, no wasps would appear here whatsoever, and I don't know why. And you can imagine how crazy that drove me. And you know what, I think I'm up for preserving that MP5 ammo, or maybe I could even start using grenades. Come on, we have 12 of them. Make sure they're really close before you launch it, otherwise you're not gonna hit them. Could this be a difference between GOG version and all other versions? Seriously, on PS4 I managed 66 kills, on PS5 I managed 66 kills, but on GOG just 46, and none of these wasps would appear at all. Interesting. Guys, if you're playing on GOG, let us know how they appear for you. Also, maybe if you're playing on Epic Game Store version of the game, how that's working out. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed that that's it, but there, I think, is a way to make more of them appear. For now, I'm gonna go for the rocket launcher, because around the corner over here... Oh, you know what? No. Let me just show you what we came here for. You can go directly around the corner like this and pick up the Uli key and get out of this room. That's it. However, other than the wasps, and by the way, this is the exact same one we already used at the very beginning, other than the wasps, there are 2 muties, the mutants, that you can make appear. You don't have to, by the way. So if you're not interested in all the kills, do not even go and explore these dark corners, okay? Whoa! Okay, that was a bit of a close call, but it's a lot of fun to do. And honestly, what else would we use the rocket launcher for, right? Being such an unwieldy weapon. Okay, so that was one corner. That's where we came from. This one, I believe, is... Oh, it's connected to it. Gotcha. So this one had the Uli key, so the only corner you need to pay attention to. And this one, yep, should have another mutie. Oh my god, not into the pool, Lara. No! Oh my god, you silly cow. You're gonna get hit with magic blasts, aren't you? Or up close and personal. It's how these guys like it. My god. Well, we only did get hit once somehow, and even then, not much damage. Okay. I expected more from you, muties. Okay, so I chose very poor angle. Maybe it would have been better to trigger him from this direction. Yeah. Ah, well. Guys, learn from the lessons I take now. So you don't make the same mistakes. And there is a completely empty pool of water over here. This nook even looks like it should hide something, but alas, it really doesn't. And this, my friends, used to be a wasp nest in the original PC and PS1 release of the game, but in the remastered version it's not, and I'm kind of curious if maybe for the New Game Plus version of the game, or the difficulty mode, it will become a wasp nest. As Raiding the Globe website mentioned, more wasps. It doesn't mean it's gonna introduce a new wasp spawn point, like the one I just showed you, which is completely deactivated now, but Maybe it's just gonna increase the number of wasps for the all others. I don't know. Seriously, honestly, this is one of those things I wish remasters wouldn't have really messed with. Why? It's kind of driving me crazy. Okay, so I am not gonna put the key here yet. Remember, it's part of the mechanism with the 4 oceanic masks behind 4 elemental challenges, which will unlock the exit path from the level, and I kind of want to do that ceremoniously afterwards. But what I want to do is open this lever, and now I'm gonna go all the way back to the 6th switch in the 6 switches room, and essentially make an attempt to get the second secret of the level, which is considered by many to be the hardest. I don't know, I think it's kind of generous with its time, it's not all that difficult. It's just memorizing the path to it that could be considered a challenge. Furthermore, I'm gonna save next to the 6th switch before we attempt this, because I think we've earned it by now, despite having taken damage once from the mutie. And I'm then gonna reload, because I believe it's gonna make more wasps appear, saving and reloading at that point. Don't ask me why, but that's been my experience repeatedly. So let's re-extend this platform. Okay. Or do we even need to do that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with it. Or am I? You know what? No, I probably didn't need to do that at all. Let me just get to the secret switch via my own way. Oh, no, no, no! What was that? Well, there goes half our health. Wonderful. Now it's gonna be interesting trying to beat the level. And just before I was about to save, my god. Why did that happen? I don't understand. I was holding the jump key and then the roll key, and it seems the keyboard registered the roll key before the jump key, which is... well, god damn it. Okay, this is gonna make the underwater section so much more difficult, but you know what? It's gonna push me to do even better, so I guess that's fine. What a senseless waste of life.
What a senseless waste of human life.
Gosh darn it. Anywho, as I was saying, I prefer this way to the 6th switch, which is just here. Awesome. And this, my friends, is where I'm gonna save, now slightly angry that I took so much damage. And I'm gonna immediately reload, because I think this will make more wasps appear. Okay. Anything? No? Not in this room? Okay, whatever. Well, let's press the switch first. And now, you are on a strict timer. Okay, I hear wasps already. Isn't that wonderful? But I heard them in a different room. Interesting. So let's make 2 side flips like this. Roll. Get down like this. See, this is how you get down without taking damage. I wish Zelgaris from a few minutes ago would listen to me. And let's go around here. And there they are, right? Just to annoy us, as we are on a sprint for the second secret. But this is good. I'm gonna kill these guys and then come back to the switch, because I want all the kills. And by the way, this wouldn't work if you wouldn't reload next to the 6th switch. It's that messy. I don't know who programmed these for the remasters, but it's absolutely atrocious. Okay, actually, why am I not using the grenade launcher rather than Precious Desert Eagle? We still have 9 good grenades, so let's do that. But we kind of want to be on the level before we fire, otherwise Lara will just lob it underneath them. There's a slight slope behind us, that helps. Oh my god, how, Lara? How did you miss that? My god, this level's making me very angry. But okay, it calms me down to see this vast number of wasps. Okay. Is that it? I think so. It's hard to say. Usually the hint is that a corpse disappears, but now we used explosives, so it didn't even leave behind a corpse. Anywho. So now, let us go back all the way to the 6th switch again. I'm not gonna save and reload it this time, by the way. Not at all. And let's just go for a sprint for the second secret. I'm so bummed out about that drop. I was kind of hoping we would die, so I would kind of have to do everything all over again. Then again, we'd be at a risk of me, you know, saying, okay, I'll see you guys back at this spot, rerunning those parts of the level, and suddenly encountering a completely different number of wasps. You know what I mean? So maybe it's a good thing we didn't die there, and I'm just gonna have to, again, push myself to do better in those elemental challenges. Okay. I would very much like to pull off the underwater section without taking any damage, but of course I'm trying to be a bit realistic here. Okay. And now, I'm gonna show you what I consider the safest and fastest route to it. Backflip with mid-air roll, then let's sprint, 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 sprint. Stop sprinting, let Lara fall, side flip again. Actually, I now realize the wisdom in drawing that ledge over there. It was actually a good thing we did, awesome. It wasn't necessary to get up to the lever, but it provided us with a really nifty shortcut that will not incur us taking damage. No more wasps this time. I guess that's good in this particular case. And let's immediately make it to the ladder and climb up. This is the part that's going to slow you down the most, okay? One thing that makes this much easier over the original, whenever you're not sure where to go, you can absolutely summon the photo mode and scout ahead. I might actually do that once on our way to secret number 2. Just so I'll know how I need to align Lara. But again, in times without the photo mode, this was quite the challenge. Now the gate is open already. That saved us a couple of seconds. Okay, let's go up. No point sprinting up the stairs. The sprint animation just restarts every time. No new wasps here from that nest either. That's very good since we are in a hurry. And now, you know what? Take your time. Don't set Lara on fire. Okay, and let's go on. We should still be good. Misscraft. And this is the moment where I'm going to scout ahead. I just want to know exactly what ledge to drop off. And again, remember, photo mode pauses the game, so the clock is not ticking for that secret. Okay, so we're going to fall here, and then I'm going to make a side flip there, and okay. Alrighty then. And let's do that, and make a sprint to the secret, and we did it. Yay! So our reward is a large medpack and Desert Eagle clips. Now you can wait for the door to close, that sort of thing, but there's also a lever in case you get closed in that you can press. Since we weren't closed in, it actually closed us in, and then use it to get out, okay? But as you could have seen, we had still plenty of spare time left, and you can even pause to time your movements across those swinging braziers when making it through the bridge, okay? So, really, it's not all that difficult. It's just the vicious thing is, if you're playing it for the first time and the secret switch is gonna show you some random door in a cavern randomly opening, it's tough to figure out that this is the place they mean, okay? Completely elsewhere. Alrighty then. So, let us go back. And my friends, I guess I could say that we have cleared half the level. Did I say this level is big? Okay, it's not Lots Gate big, but it's still pretty damn big. And we are now gonna tackle the elemental challenges. This is where I feel the level gets good, actually. One of those challenges is also gonna have a lever for secret number 3 inside there. It's gonna drop a block. Actually, I think I saw the block hanging from the ceiling. Ah, there it is. Yeah, this block will fall down. See? It is a dynamic object. But we need to find a lever for that. Now, when it comes to tackling the elemental challenges, I always adore levels where you get to pick your own order, okay? If you're interested in the third secret ASAP, go to the Earth challenge, but honestly, it's one of the easier ones. Instead, I'm gonna go with the most vicious one of all of them, and that's the Water challenge. So, I'm gonna save the game here, and may fortune favor the foolish. Will I do this without taking damage? Very doubtful, but I am gonna do this level without using a medpack. Okie dokie, so first order of business, make sure to hang from this ledge over here and time your drop to avoid the spinning blade. You are safe in this middle point between those two rotating blades, and if you climb into the corner over here, you will not get Lara's head cut off with those blades, okay? You are safe in a corner, and in this crawl space, you are gonna randomly find a large medpack that's actually tied to an achievement. How sweet is that? The deep. Get medpack in the water room. Unfortunately, there isn't an achievement for every single one of these challenges. I think the rock one is missing. There's wind one, fire one, and water one, but there's no achievement for the rock one, which is a bit of a bummer. Now, Miss Croft, can you... Okay, I kind of want Lara to stand up, but if you stand up anywhere else but this corner, you're gonna get your head chopped off. Hold roll key. Okay, good. Now you can swim down and avoid this blade trap if you use the corner over here, which is awesome. I'm gonna light a flare here. And now, my friends, where we want to go is the box on the left. To pull an underwater lever. Well, we're off to a great start. And this is exactly the kind of nonsense we'll be putting up with in the underwater challenge, which is why I wanted to get it out of the way first. And yeah, so many invisible barriers when you're close to edges or corners. It's absolutely infuriating. You know, I practiced this a lot, but apparently that practice meant nothing because it was 2 days ago and I already forgot everything. But anywho, guys, I'm gonna try this all over again. Guys, I just reloaded, and I'm pretty sure I heard a wasp. And I'm not gonna leave a single wasp alive if I can... Hear that? I think they might be coming out of that room, but why are they appearing now? Because we touched the first tile of the water challenge room? Or what's the spawn point for these bastards? I would expect it to be, you know, maybe after beating the water challenge or something, like a welcoming community, not when... not beating it. Or is it because we just saved and reloaded? Okay, okay. I've got a grenade for each of you. 3! My goodness. Okay, is there gonna be any more? No. Okay, and is there gonna be any more in the switches room? Do we need to seriously check every single wasp nest every time we do anything in the level to make sure? This is bothersome. Anywho, guys, I'm just gonna make it back to the underwater challenge entrance again. Alrighty, so let's do this again and properly. By the way, it's very tricky and difficult to judge the distance of Lara between these blades because of the underwater angle, but the hitbox is such that if you're even somewhere in between the blade and where Lara is right now, it's already gonna deal damage to you and it's gonna cut off Lara's nose, okay? So be very careful. The hitbox is closer than you might think. Now, this lever is on a bit of a timer, so make sure to go for a rebreather before pulling it, because afterwards, you're gonna spend some time in the water. We need to make it out of here, ideally without taking damage, although swimming out of these boxes, I find the hardest thing of the challenge. Oh, my god, how was I supposed to time it any better? Okay, and this is the trapdoor we've opened. In case, guys, you are wondering what this is gonna be a way out of the challenge later on, and this right here is kind of always gonna be an optional pointless air pocket. We never need to use it, okay? So I would very much like not to. Above us is another room with these spinners, but also, thankfully, a generous air pocket. Now, what I'd absolutely love to do is get my hands on those goodies, but you know what? Let's leave those Desert Eagle clips alone for now. I'm gonna get Uzis and figure out that side first. Here you'll need to swim onto that platform, make a sharp turn, not overswim into the other blade traps, okay? And you could have seen that in the right square was a lever. This one, thankfully, will not be on a timer. You have a bit more time to do it. And again, exiting these squares, I find the single hardest thing to do. So let's choose, I guess, a corner. Okay, thank God. And now, I just want to make it out. And what was that? Jesus. Just randomly taking damage everywhere. Did we touch something? How? When? Anywho, let's make it to the air pocket again. Let's leave the Desert Eagle clips alone for the time being. We're gonna pick them up on our way down, and I'm pretty sure I heard wasps again. Seriously, what is going on in this level? Okay, wonderful. And my friends, there's your reward for beating the underwater challenge. The first of the 4 oceanic masks, okay? And these things look really wicked. The thing is, we're only essentially halfway through the underwater challenge. Getting out is a whole other story. But this is what it looks like. Again, it's very crystalline and really reminds me of the way you would piece together the artifacts from Lara Croft Go, which is really cool. Has a pretty ordinary looking face despite the textures. Now this looked like it was carved from wood, and they suddenly turned it into this crystalline, almost like object, which fits the key as well. At least the mask is, at least I don't consider it creepy. What's also not creepy is that now we will unlock the crystals are forever. Yay! Collect 93 crystals in one walkthrough. Of course, you would have unlocked this achievement already in the second secret if you got 9 crystals in Madubu Gorge, okay? Now, we unlocked a way out on the other side where those Desert Eagle clips were, but I'm gonna make a save here, guys, because this is where the going gets rough. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm absolutely not gonna do that. I don't want to save in between the challenges. That would just feel dirt cheap. And I'm gonna... Great, I'm already regretting those words. Let's just go for the air pocket. Let's swim down. I think I actually did better in my 2017 playthrough. I don't know what's going on. I'm probably just growing older. Anywho, let's get the Desert Eagle clips. Don't even try to continue. First make it back to the air pocket. Oh, we used the height to our advantage there to extend the trajectory before the blade would come down. And you know what? Let's now take the down path. That's somewhat easier at least. Okay, next one is it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, my friends, this tunnel will contain this level's one and only MP5 clips, which in case you run out of MP5 bullets, perhaps even in this level killing those wasps, is your only chance of unlocking an achievement in the next level, so treasure them like the sacred object that they are, okay? There we go. And now, here we are back at the beginning, and you know what? I think I'm, after all, gonna make a use of that top air pocket before we go for the final swim. Oh, that was well timed. Nice. But this also means we are gonna have to exit this box, which is the most dangerous thing, but I was running out of breath, I feel, so... Okay, let's make it to the top. Oh, what's happening? The game is auto-aligning Lara. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna take another rebreather. I was touching nothing. What the hell was that? She started facing down for some reason. Okay, just don't get stuck, Miss Croft. Please, it's not much to ask. Oh my god, that was atrocious. Wait, did we take... Okay, you know what? I am fed up with this challenge. My goodness. Why is it that I did so well during my GOG trial run, but now that I'm recording, it's all lost? And you know what, guys? This means I'm gonna have to go back to the ladder, re-kill those 3 wasps, and then re-enter the underwater challenge and see you back at this spot. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Oof, just look at our health. But you know what? I'm gonna go for it with the rest of the level. It's gonna be somewhat easier to avoid taking damage past this point. I have also not entered the upper air pocket, which should make our life a bit easier when it comes to avoiding the blades. Yeah, I think that was a good call. Alrighty guys, so this was hardly a perfect run since it cost us half our health bar. Nevertheless, I hope you'll find this useful somewhat, because occasionally you can use the verticality to take advantage of those rotating blades going up or down, and that's exactly what I was doing with mixed results. Now, I'm not sure about this, if we'll take falling damage. Let's do that just to be on the safer side. By the way, the corridor where we find ourselves in will be 3 more times, because this place, in fact, is kind of the centerpiece where all the paths from all elemental challenges will lead to when you return from them, okay? So that's it. Now before we move on to the next one, or you know what? Maybe even right before we start the next one, that would be appropriate. Let's do the second hardest challenge, and that's the fire challenge, which, however, will contain 2 achievements, so that should be a lot of fun. I actually really like the fire challenge, it's pretty cool. Now, I'm gonna reload and see if any new wasps have appeared next to the ladder, or heck, perhaps any of the other nests. That would be valuable know-how. So let's immediately cut the corner over here. See the nest at the entrance point to the city? No? Nothing? Okay. So this means I'm now gonna check out the ladder and the switch room. Perhaps that's the only place where the wasps will appear, but honestly, I'd rather be sure and give you guys accurate info. Yeah, I hear them already. I must be close, which is making me nervous since we are completely vulnerable when climbing a ladder. And one sting by these bastards, and it's all over. Yeah, that's essentially how much the underwater challenge shredded us. To be fair, if I haven't made that stupid drop in the switches room, we'd be fine. So, if this level illustrates, or my playthrough of it, one thing, is that you have a lot of margin for error. Ah! Okay, I hear another one. I'm probably gonna MP5 this guy. Or you know what? No, I said no more MP5 now that we found the final clip, so let's switch to Desert Eagle. I mean, we collected almost 200 bullets. Where else are we gonna use them? I think I see a glow, but I don't hear that atrocious noise. Okay, awesome. And I'm once again just gonna quickly check the switches room. Oh, no. New one? Are you kidding me? Why? What? My god, I hate these things. Guys, after watching this video, I don't think you'll be any wiser for your own playthrough how to make all of them appear, and that's what pisses me off the most, that I cannot give you a solid constructive advice on how to do this, but nevertheless, you'll see very much that this will be your own experience when running the level. Okay, again, let me make another attempt at checking the switches room's nest. Nothing. Okay, it seems the shallow pools room where the Uli key was is the only one that causes the wasps to appear on the repeat playthrough. And of course, there's still the nest at the very first bridge expanse when we were entering the level, but of course we don't really know how to retrace our steps there, or at least I don't, because of the large gap in between those chasms. So, anywho, I'm gonna see you back at the beginning to the fire challenge. Alright then, let us begin. First things first, if you climb this tile, you're gonna see something cool, a map. But if you light a flare, you'll see certain highlighted spots. That's because this shows you the safe ones to land on. The very bottom, you can kind of look at like a left-facing penis, and the left testicle and the tip of it are saved. Then we want to hug the left wall and then make it to the final square. That's essentially how I remember it. I mean, you guys probably see something different, so apologies for that, but that's how I roll. So, what I'm gonna do here is make a running jump onto what I refer to as the left testicle. Any other one you touch will burn Lara alive. Okay, now we make it to the tip. Awesome. And now we stick to the left wall. There we go. And now, this is really vicious. The moment you touch this one, the burner shuts off, luring you to just pick it up. And here's the thing. You can pick it up, absolutely. But you need to backflip immediately. Because otherwise, if you'll stay for even a second after picking it up, this thing will turn on. However, via landing back onto this spot, you will again shut off the burner. And this time, since we already have the pickup animation behind us, you have enough time to make it here. I hope that's clear, just to not trick you. And I just realized we'll have to die here, so you know what? I'm gonna save again. This is all to unlock the Like a Naive Child achievement. Ah, watch out for that. And by the way, you don't need to start the pickup animation for the large medpack. You just need to die to this thing. and like a naive child will appear. I was a bit nervous there, so it seems the game over screen needs to appear first, but how could you fall into such a simple trap? You know what makes me angry? The description even says trap, not traps. Like, nothing gives you a hint that you need those two at the coastal village and the one here for this. But anyway, now we know using, well, pooling our collective knowledge together, so let me just reload and come back. And this time, I'm gonna show you how to get the large med pack, because it, I guess, was intended to be unreachable by the original core era devs. But look, you can just start at one of the sides. I always started at the left one for whatever reason, and now just keep making running jumps into the large med pack. When you're close enough, you'll be able to pick it up. If you have the action indicators, you'll know exactly where. By the way, I don't think this is... yeah, this is completely empty. Nothing interesting here. So, this is how you get the, I guess, quote-unquote unreachable medpack, and now you'll just need to make a series of running jumps yet again, and we are essentially gonna get to the interesting part of the fire challenge, which is gonna be a bit difficult. I'm gonna have to repeat picking up this large medpack every single time. Oh joy, if I fail. So I guess I'm motivated not to fail. This is awesome. So what this does is it shows you fire-breathing statues. I don't know how the ancestors to Polynesian pulled off these kinds of mechanisms, but they still work, they breathe fire. And essentially, the fire also highlights invisible platforms. Think of the trick used in Templar Ruins, or also the wasps illuminating the platform leading to the first secret of the level, okay? And I would absolutely like to take a screenshot of one of these fire-breathing bastards. Let's do it like this, maybe? Yeah, why the hell not? Okie dokie. So, the simplest way to do this, although there is no easy way to do it, is to use a series of jumps. I always recommend grabbing each platform and then timing your climb up and jump to the next one. But the timing from the final one over here is a bit different. Furthermore, there's a lever which shuts off the final statue. If you want to unlock the unconditional sense of rhythm, however, do not touch the levers, so we're not going to, and make it here across anyway, and that's where the really tricky part is. But for now, let's just make a standing jump, and let's time the jump once the fire is at least halfway through its burning process, and this should be the correct timing to make another one like this. Okay, and we'll just repeat before the cycle begins anew. And for this one, I recommend heading into the left corner as much as possible. And Miss Croft, roll inside. Thank goodness. Now, the achievement didn't unlock yet. What you need to do is, well, first of all, survive this burner as well. And pick up the Oceanic Mask, which, by the way, you don't need to pick up, because the door out will open anyway, so don't soft lock yourself, make sure to pick it up. And now, the unconditional sense of rhythm is ours, okay? So again, I find this so much more easier than the water challenge, and don't worry, the next one I personally find even more easier, although of course you might disagree when it comes to the earth challenge. And the wind one is the absolute easiest. So the worst is behind us. That's why I'm so confident we can absolutely beat the level with this amount of health, because, well, I just don't see us taking any more damage in this level. But I might be wrong and misremember something. So, earth challenge is next. And guess what, guys? I'm gonna save here again and reload and check for new wasps. Alrighty, I checked all of them, no new wasps this time around. So, Earth Challenge. Now this will be a bit tricky given our low health, but, okay. Make sure to make a running jump over here, just so you cross this swamp as quickly as humanly possible. And the only saving grace here is that we are able to use certain guns whilst inside the mud. Okay, let's kill that one. And let's immediately aim for another one that's right above us. Remember, if a single wasp gets too close, it's the end of that. Oh, thank God. This one especially had me worried. Oh, more please. Yes, increase our kill count. So that's been 4 wasps, and if I'm not mistaken, we are at 63 kills. Are we gonna find 3 more? Oh, that sounds promising. Guys, we are gonna get 66 kills, this means, because I know of 2 wasps that are scripted to appear in 2 places, and we are at 64. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, let's hope that in case we mess something up, well, let's hope we don't mess something up, but the same number of wasps will appear from this nest. We'll see. Okay, so Lara will be in for the plunge. And you can already see a couple of very climbable upon looking rocks, and that's not a coincidence. These are not needed to complete the challenge and continue the level. However, we will use these to essentially get our hands on a switch that will drop the block for the final third secret, okay? So, let's go here. Thankfully, even though it doesn't look like it, Lara will be able to climb here. My goodness. Toying with our emotions, Lara, like this. Now, I think that tile is a bit too high for us to reach it directly. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try and go for a jump quite like this. Awesome. Then a jump quite like this. So that was a close call. It's difficult to see the barriers or borders of walkable upon squares. And now one quite like this. Thankfully, this is not slippery, even though it absolutely looks like it. And here is a very secret switch. The reward will be a small medpack and the switch that will prime secret number 3, which is why this is also referenced in the description timestamps. There we go, the block has fallen with a really funny thud. I don't know why that sound makes me laugh. Okay, and can I... No, Lara, you cannot. Oh my god, are you stuck again? Jesus Christ, this is awkward. Can we do... No, really? So we have to go all the way to the left to exit? Okay, whatever. At least we're not back in the mud. Talking about mud, funny thing, I should mention it. Okay. Let's see, we should be able to do this without drowning and just reclimb it. Now this is the easy part, by the way. The difficult part will be, again, kind of like in the underwater room with the spinning blades. What happens when you pick up the oceanic mask, okay? So, let's be real careful about this. But there's a really neat shortcut there. Okay, so you can choose the left path or the right path. If, however, you go via the left path, you might miss out on a wasp. Lara, what happened to your aim? That was atrocious, my goodness gracious. Missing 2 Desert Eagle shots like that. But yeah, both paths are completely safe, but it will not remain like that for long. Okay. And you know what? There's also an easy way to overcome this challenge, which I want to show you. And for that, I'm gonna need to make a save, but I think that's a good cause. So, let's pick up the Oceanic Mask over here. And now, essentially, the entire room will change and start rumbling. If you have motion sickness, yeah, this is gonna be difficult for you to watch, I'm sorry to say. Now, let's just be real careful about which ones we trigger. Again, rolling back is kind of the safest technique. Okay, awesome. And my friends, right now I'm gonna make a save because I do want to show you a really nifty shortcut, how you can overcome this. So, just make sure to roll like this, backwards. You will land on this ledge, and from here, you can essentially make a jump and roll into safety, and you've made it out of the Earth Challenge room, okay? This is how easy it is, and I think it's a really cool shortcut. However, all those, you know, tiles that drop from the ceiling, I consider them breakable objects, so I want to show you the long path to re-trigger them. And then it's also, again, I enjoy showing you things that the original developers have intended. Just to see just how sadistic they were thinking. Okay, also, there's gonna be a really cool change to the geometry over here, so you might be very eager to just return via the path we came, but oh... Gotcha. There's now a lava everywhere, and this, my friends, I think really nicely explains why Lara does not freeze inside the water like she did in Antarctica or the Arcstack mines, okay? Because there's a source of... Whoa, whoa. I pressed forward and backwards at the same time, and Lara went into the roll animation. I'm so proud of myself today. Okay. I mean, to be fair, this level does live up to its reputation. What bums me out is that I seem to be doing far worse than 8 years ago. But, okay, that's no here or there. Let's just do this again. As I was saying, there seems to be some natural source of warmth and lava, which kind of makes sense that it would still remain settled by the natives before they all moved away to Polynesia. By their ancestors, so yeah, this is pretty cool and explains why Lara no longer has the hypothermia temperature bar when swimming here. So, let's just go on. And oh boy, the toughest part is ahead. because there is one vicious tile which spells instant doom, yet it's necessary to traverse. Whoa! Oh, thank God, we just about made it. And my friends, you are exactly at the same place where you would be if you just rolled via here as a shortcut I showed you. However, something that's very difficult to see given the darkness, it's this corner over here can screw you over when making the jump there. So make sure to be leaned as much to the left as possible and make a running jump like this, tilt Lara and roll into safety. Okay? That's essentially the gist of it. And of course, the way out is never the same as the way in for these challenges, so we need to use the ladder. It doesn't lead up, it actually leads down safely. I don't know how Lara managed to do the whole release and re-grab technique whilst the whole ground is shaking, but she's a badass. We established that. Really cool ornamental archway. We've seen these arches in the room with the 3 mutants, where we unlock the by experience achievement. They don't really play any role here. And again, more archways, this time illuminated by very handy braziers that will just not stop rolling. So, let's pick up the Desert Eagle ammo, and let's just go back. I don't think we can really crawl under this properly. So, let's just make sure that timing is everything. And now, the lever. And there we have it. So we again have an access to leather. This will lead into a very familiar room we've already been twice at, and we walked across its trapdoor that is now open. That's what the lever did. See, this trapdoor was closed before, but now we opened it up, and here we are back again. Okay, awesome. We are missing the 4th and final mask, and may I say that's thankfully the easiest one to get. Now, whilst I believe that in the remastered version of the game 66 is the highest number of kills, I'm just gonna make another sweep of all the nests and be right back, just to tell you and see if there are any more wasps that have suddenly appeared. Nope, no new wasps anywhere, but my goodness, I have almost forgotten. We have the 3rd secret to, of course, explore, okay? Now, we, of course, could have also done it after the wind challenge, but, you know, I wanted to be as close to us getting our hands on the secret lever as possible. So, there we are. This is, by the way, a movable block. It's just, there's really no reason to move it whatsoever, because you can reach the ladder like this, see? Now, be careful, this secret is somewhat dangerous. Nevertheless, anything's worth it, because we're about to unlock the Codex of Antarctica. There we go. Collect all secrets in Antarctica levels. Actually, we haven't even collected this one. Ha! You could have seen the crystal suddenly becoming active in the distance. That was a bit funny. But yeah, let's just make it out of here. And one more should just about do it. But one thing I do want to admire as an environmental detail... Oh, the brazier deactivates? And activates? What? I had no idea. Okay, this is pretty damn funny. The game's just trolling us at this point. Okay, but what I absolutely love to do would be just to show you this statue with more decent lighting conditions. I would kind of like to capture the Lara, the brazier, and all these fellas. So these are 2 little fellas that seem to be standing on top of one another. I hope this isn't hinting at Maoki in the past, you know, merging children together or something like that, but with that guy it wouldn't really surprise me. So yeah, I'm gonna take a picture like this, and oh, finally something in the original graphics we can actually see. Oh, that's a momentous occasion. We should treasure it always and not get used to it. Okay, there are other ledges you can, by the way, reach here, but they're empty. There's really no point. I guess you can get closer to the wasp's nest. Not sure what this is supposed to represent. Was the same deal in the OGs, and we've seen this guy before at the entrance to the level. And these are the Moai statues that we've seen excavated in the RX Tech Mines area before the alarm bleeping bunker. Okay, cool. So guys, the final challenge is a walk in the breeze. Literally. They employed a really cool mechanic to give you a hint. So it's a maze, but it's not particularly difficult. I mean, I say that, but I might struggle to find all the goodies. Nevertheless, you'll know you found everything because there's an achievement for that. And also, something cool when you enter, you'll hear wind. And if you step into it like this, you will notice perhaps something cool. First of all, the sound of the wind and the draft. Second of all, look at Lara's braid. It's being blown to the left. That means there's a strong draft coming from the right, and this, my friends, is a hint. If you step here, Lara's braid is completely static. And this was the case also in the original. Well, it's a bit too dark to show you, but anyway. Guys, did you know about this? Because this for me was a new information back in, what was it, 2011? When as a teenager I finally reached Antarctica. I never knew at the time, so in case you played the PS1 version back in the day, let me know if you already knew about this, or if it's recent or more recent knowledge for you. Now the challenge here, also tied to achievement, is to collect all goodies, and you know what, just like in the Caves of Kalia, I'm gonna give you a preview of a map from the Tomb Raider official map book, although the resolution and print quality, they aren't the best. Nevertheless, I'm gonna do my best to highlight whenever we pick up one of these objects. So first of all, there should be a bunch of Uzi clips, and you can also use the torches as a bit of a point of orientation, but Uzi clips are right around here. Next should be the final wasp, the 66th kill of the level, but of course, even after we beat the wind challenge, I'm gonna make absolutely sure that there are no new wasps. Okay, I think we can just go ahead. Oh no, I think we need to go like this. Ah, that's right. Okay, don't get stung with this much health, or it's all over. A bit stressful, isn't it? And this right here is a movable block. All you need to do is push it inside once, and you'll reveal a cache of goodies, okay? I think this should be a flare box and small medpack. We're definitely making a use of the flares, but we're definitely not making a use of medpacks in this run, as it turns out, which is absolutely awesome. Now, one other thing I do want to find is a box of shotgun shells on this side of the maze. I think this is it, exactly. And now we can retrace our steps and go back to the beginning of the maze. That I find the most useful thing to do for orientation. Okay, is this it? Yes, awesome, I can see the entrance. Cool. And now, let's follow the wind and enter to the right side of the maze. You can of course use it to find the exit from the maze as soon as possible. What I want to do personally is to first find a small medpack that, no, not right here, is hidden really well in what seems like a completely separate walled-off section of the maze. And we should be, approaching it. My god, it's dark. Thankfully, the shadows somehow don't seem to apply on pickups in the remastered version, which I think is a bug, not a feature, but anyway. There we go, and now all we gotta do to unlock the achievement is to find a bunch of grenades. And this should be a little bit easier, I think. We'll just go north as much as we can. And now, maybe like this. Yes, awesome. And my friends, you have found every single pickup and a kill in this maze. Gone with the wind, get every collectible item in the air room. I would call it a maze or a labyrinth, same thing. And when you see a dirt path like this next to Brazier, that, my friends, is the exit and you made it out. Now, there's a very obviously set up trap at the top, but for some reason, this one is set to kill you should you start sliding down, which will kill you anyway, because there's lava. So I don't know what the purpose of that trap is. It's kind of funny. But anywho, there are 4 more we have to worry about. Okay, let's trigger these bastards. Okay. And this one, I guess from a distance? Wait. What? How do we trigger you? Or do we need to go even closer? Oh my god. Quick, Lara! Oof. Now that was vicious. Takes a while to transition from a walk animation into, well, anything, really. Not as bad as Angel of Darkness, though, don't worry. Okay, guys, so the final mask is ours. Oh, this is a bit painful, but almost crushes us. And now we get to drop down, hear Lara scream, perhaps. There she is. This is still Shelley's encore performance. Okay, despite Judith Gibbons being the voice actress here. Okay, and that trapdoor has closed. Remember, we used it to climb up from the Earth challenge. And here we are. We have all the secrets, all oceanic masks, that sort of thing. What I'm gonna do and show you is essentially, we're gonna put these 4 masks in, and each is gonna turn one of those pillars, revealing a statue thingy. I mean, okay, these guys are a significant downgrade from the original version. For some reason they also hold a green crystal, which in the original PC version of the game made sense to me, like, okay, oh, these are the crystals we're encountering everywhere. Now that we're back to blue crystals, it doesn't really make much sense that these little fellas are carrying what is essentially the Sims Moodlet Plomb in their arms. I never understood this kind of design, but you know what? I'm gonna take a picture of these fellas in the original and remastered graphics. And you know what? Maybe this would be a good angle to do it from as well. You know, just like this. Also get the fire pillar in. And this is kind of the biggest middle finger of the level. You complete all 4 elemental challenges, you put the masks in, and nothing happens. Isn't that wonderful? How on earth are you supposed to know that this is part of the same mechanism? I truly do not know. So there we go. Only upon entering the key here, well, we trigger music, but you can also no longer hear the low volume sound of that pillar of energy, and that's because it disappeared, revealing the path forward. Now make sure to make a safety drop here. If you just run headlong, you will take some damage, and that's something we cannot afford. Now guys, one thing I'm gonna do here is again make a level end save here, and just check if there are any new wasps anywhere before we see the stat screen. Nope, no new wasps anywhere, which is just as well. So it seems 66 will indeed be the highest number of kills. All I did was pretty much interrupt the mystical music playing, but oh well, there you have it. So let's slide down. Now guys, very important caveat, when you in your own playthrough will slide down, you will see a cutscene playing. I'm intentionally not gonna show you the cutscene now. I'm gonna show it to you as the beginning of the next video, because it's just so much more appropriate. I'm sorry if I'm teasing you a little with this, but don't worry, the next video is coming out really soon, sooner than you might think. But let's see the stat screen. So there we go, Lost City of Tinnos, largest assortment, obtain all available weapons before the final boss. That's exactly it, because the next enemy we face is gonna be the final boss. So guys, despite my best efforts, despite tons of practice for this city, we had what, like 4 or 3 different deaths? It took over an hour for me to beat the level, but that's also due to the constant wasp checking. I just didn't know of a better way to make sure we land all 66 kills possible in the remastered version of the level, but I'm relieved that we did. We found also all 3 secrets, unlocking the Codex of Antarctica achievement. We found all 5 secrets, unlocking crystals are forever. We also got our hands on all the goodies, which is associated with billion other achievements in this level. Ultimately, we unlocked all 8 of them. We also did it barely, given the mishap when falling down in the switches room and also getting sliced half open in the underwater room without using a medpack. So, good thing is, if you want to do it without a medpack, you have some margin for error in the underwater room. Especially that fall in the switches room was completely unnecessary. Okay guys, no breakable objects to speak of, but this was it. Considered by many to be the hardest level of the hardest classic Tomb Raider. Now, before we move on, I would like to take a break and thank my amazing patrons. Blangupel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger and Pooh the 2. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for giving me a pep talk each time I was about to give up in today's absolutely difficult tough as nails level. Next, I would like to give big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Durney, and Blanket Fox. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel and also for treating all the wasp stings Lara suffered today. Due to Lara's allergy to bullshit, these were especially dangerous. I would also like to give special thanks to both of my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti and Alexandra. Thank you guys both so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also, by your experience, we took down 3 Apex mutants in one room, using our pistols and not taking any damage. These guys thought we are the prey, but in fact, we were the predator. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, and also for today blowing cold wind and being our guide through the labyrinth. Your winter breath and Lara's braid made quite the team, and you guys made for much of a better guide than the official Tomb Raider map book itself. Thanks to you, we did not get lost and found all the goodies. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for making it to the end of this absolutely colossal video. You know, not counting my very detailed tutorials of Lara's home of the first game, I think this is the longest Tomb Raider Remastered video so far. Hardly surprising, although I did expect Lad's Gate to be a little bit longer. Anyway guys, the release of Tomb Raider 456 Remastered is just around the corner, but we still have the Meteorite Cavern to cover, All Hollows bonus secret level, and the entirety of the Lost Artifact expansion. And the New Game Plus playthrough of Tomb Raider 3, and the No Pistols speedrun. Okay, I'm gonna stop here because this is getting overwhelming. Seriously, they're releasing them faster than I can cover these, but that's a good problem to have. Nevertheless guys, wish me nerves of steel, and the next time I'll see you, both Meteorite Cavern and All Hollows will be out next week. And until then, I wish you all happy raiding.